Hello everyone. In this lecture, I want to show you how to create the second mobile app of this semester. It's called MyNote. The function of MyNote is to enable users to record some memos or notes on their mobile devices. It works like this. You have a text box. The user can type some information in the text box, and then their notes or memo will be listed in the area below. For instance, I create a new note in this box. Meeting at 11 in room BA343 tomorrow. And then press the Enter key on your keyboard. The user will see a new note in the list. We can continue creating more notes. Meet students at student center tomorrow. And then press Enter key on your keyboard. And then you will find the second note. The list can go on and on. As long as the user wants to record the note and memo, they are able to by using this mobile app. In this lecture, I want to show you how to create such a note app. Let's go to Android Studio and then click File in the upper left corner, and then choose New, and then choose New Project. Next, we want to give a name for this mobile app. Let's call this MyNote. Company domain. Let's call this mynote.com. You can give a different company domain. And then click Next. Make sure the box before phone and template is checked. Let's choose API 14. Ice cream sandwich. This is a very popular operating system in the market. So let's choose API 14 and then click Next. Here we want to choose empty activity and then click Next. We can keep main activity. This is the name for the first page we can see as a developer. The general user will not see this activity name. This is only for the development purpose. And then click Finish. Once Android Studio is ready, you will see an interface for the developer. This is very similar to the flashlight app. Let's open the user interface design interface first. Let's click RES folder and then click Layout. You can click the little triangle next to Layout. And then double click activity_main.xml. Let's design the user interface first. In the MVC model, this is the view part of our project. Let's zoom in this interface a little bit so that we can see the interface more clearly. Zoom in a little bit. By default, we are given Hello World text. We don't need this, so let's click on Hello World and then press the Delete button on your keyboard to remove the text. In our case, we need a text box so that the user can input some information. We also need a list of notes so that the user can see their notes. Let's add the edit text first. Let's scroll down the palette option. Let's go to the text field, this option, and then you will see plain text, right? Let's select plain text, hold it, and then drag it to the UI design interface, and then drop it in the blank area. Now you can see a box with name inside of it, right? This is a text box. User can use it to input information. Here I want you to look at two options on the right panel. The first one is ID. The second one is text. Let's change the ID first. Let's give it a new name. Let's call this My Edit Text. Notice that E and T, they are in uppercases. Next, let's look at text. In text, currently we have a name. This means if we show this app to the user, they will see text name by default. Name doesn't make sense to the user. Let's give some meaningful name, like some message to help the user to recognize the function of this text box. Let's select the name and then remove it. Then we want to type in something like please type in your note here. And then let's click on the blank range. You will see please type in note here. By doing this, the user will understand they should type in information here into this box. Next, we want to add the list of notes. Let's scroll down the palette option on the left side. Let's scroll down to containers, this option. Under containers, you should be able to see an option called list view. Let's select list view, hold it, and then drag it to the UI design window. Some classmates may have some question about the drag and drop option in UI design. Don't be afraid of making mistake. This is very similar to when you create a PowerPoint slide. You can drag and drop the pictures, text into a PowerPoint, and then the user will see those pictures and text. When you design an Android app, you can do the same. If you want a text box so the user can input information into, just drag the text box into the area you want. If you want to move the position, just select the text box and then move it around. Then the user will see the text box in the new position. Same thing to the list view. If you want to move it a little bit higher, you can select this list view and then move it a little bit higher. Also, some classmates may have some question about the blue area on the right side. What is the function of this one? This one is just to highlight all the available functions in the UI when you design a mobile app. Sometimes like the list view, if you don't select it, as a developer, you really don't know there is a list of notes here. The blue range will show you there is a list of notes over here. Basically, the blue range is another way of looking at what controls are available in your mobile app. Let's select the list of notes. By the way, this is called a list view. This will be a list of information inside of this box. Let's give this a new name. Let's call this My List View. My List View. Let's type in My List View into the ID box. What you need to do is to select the list view and then give it a new ID, My List View. L and V, they are in uppercases. Let's click the Save All button in the upper left corner. After you click the Save All button, you can see item 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on appear in the list view. This means the list view is ready and it is waiting on the user to input some information. We have finished the UI design part. Next, we can move on to the programming part. Let's open the Java folder. And then under Java folder, you have three options. Click the one without Android test or test. Click the little triangle next to the one without Android test or test. And then you will see main activity. Double click main activity and then you will open the programming file. I already uploaded the programming codes for this mobile app into eCollege. so you don't need to program again. Keep the package line, and then remove everything else. Let's select from import to the end of this code, and then press delete button to remove the current code. Keep the package statement. Next, let's go to eCollege. Let's open week 11, and then you will see item number 2, MyNote app source code. Click on this file. Then please copy all codes after you open the source file, and then make a copy. Next, let's go back to Android Studio, and then paste the code we just copied from eCollege. Here we use r.id.myEditText to link the programming code with the box where the user can type information into. We also use r.id.myListView to show the list of notes if the user typed in any. Let's save the project. Next, let's build the final mobile app file. Let's click Build, and then click Build APK. If everything is correct, you will see a message at the bottom of Android Studio, Build APK successfully. Now you can use the testing machine to test the mobile app. This is what the final app looks like. As you can see in this app, the user will see the reminder message. Please type in your note here. This shows this is the place where they can type in their notes. Let's remove the reminder message, and then the user can type in some notes. Let's say meeting at 11 tomorrow, and then hit the enter key, and then the user will find the first note. Learning SQL is important, and then press the enter key. The user will find the second note in the list view. The user can keep adding new notes into this new list. This is the MyNote app. But currently, we don't have a database to manage all of this information. In the next few lectures, I will introduce the database management concept in the mobile device to everyone. Also, for the MyNote app, we want to add the database function so the user can record their memos and notes into the database on a mobile device.